Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala Sayyidil Mursaleen wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'een. The concept of Akhirah in Islam, the life after death. Today we shall speak about the classification of good deeds in Islam. Classification of good deeds. So all the commandments of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala are called awamir. Awamir means commandments. Awamir. Do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. All these commandments are called awamir. But these commandments are classified as obligatory and non-obligatory but desirable. So the obligatory acts are called fara'id or wajibat. They are called wajibat. They are obligatory. If a man doesn't follow, then he is liable to be punished in the hellfire. They are obligatory in nature. And the second type of deeds or commandments or awamir are those which are not obligatory. They are non-obligatory in nature. They are desirable. If a man acts upon them, he gets more points, more reward, and more blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gets close and close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And we said earlier that the paradise, the heaven, it has 100 levels. So he may be promoted to higher levels in the paradise. So what we said that there are good deeds and they are classified into the most important and less important, and obligatory and non-obligatory. Let's try to understand this philosophy by a hadith reported in Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith number 46. The hadith says, قال جاء رجل إلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم من أهل نجد. A man from Najd. Najd is the area in the central Arabia. Presently, Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia is Riyadh. That area is called Najd. So a man came from Najd to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. تأثر الراس يسمع ضوي صوته ولا يفقه ما يقول. So his hairs were not tied, and when he was talking, he was murmuring words, and people were not able to understand what he was saying. ما يفقه ما يقول حتى دنا, until he came close to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He came very close. فإذا هو يسأل عن الإسلام, and he was asking about Islam. Islam, as you know, Mal Islam. There's another hadith in Sahih Muslim, Mal Islam. What is Islam? And what is Iman? And what is Ihsan? So Islam is to submit to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, And the most important things in Islam are praying 5 times and paying zakah and offering 30 days or 29 days in the month of Ramadan, the fasting, and performing Hajj if he is financially sound once in his lifetime. So this is Islam, this is submission to the will of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the Sahaba came to know that he is asking about Islam. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, فَقَالَ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم خَمْسُ صَلَوَاتٍ فِي الْيَوْمِ وَاللَّيْلِ. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, 5 salah, 5 prayers in day and night, every day, 5. This is an obligation. فَقَالَ هَلْ عَلَيَّ غَيْرُهَا فَهَلْ عَلَيَّ غَيْرُهَا. So he asked, beside these 5 prayers in day and night, in 24 hours, is there any other obligation upon me, any other salah? قال لا. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam answered, no, illa an tatawwa'a, except if you offer some prayer on your own, except as an extra. Illa an tatawwa, if you offer something as an extra. So the obligatory is only 5 times. But if you offer more, no problem. Then Rasulullah said, Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, وَصِيَامُ رَمَضَانَ, and you have to fast entire month of Ramadan. قَالَ هَلْ عَلَيَّ غَيْرُهُ. Second question that was asked by him, the man from Najd, that besides the fasting of the month of Ramadan, do I have to do anything more in fasting? Prophet Muhammad replied, قَالَ لَا إِلَّا أَن تَطَوَّعَ. No other fasting besides Ramadan until you do on your own. No compulsion whatsoever. Then, the third thing, وَذَكَرَ لَهُ رَسُولُ اللَّهِ صَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَيْهِ وسلم الزَّكَاةَ. And then Rasulullah sallallahu told him the charity, zakat, is an obligation. He has to pay zakat on his wealth, on his money after 1 year, on his gold, on his silver, on his currency, if it is with him for more than 355 days in 1 complete lunar year. And he has to pay zakat on animals. He has to pay zakat on agricultural produce, and so on. So then again he asks, Hal alayya ghayruha? Other than this obligatory charity, do I have to do other kinds of charity? Qala la illa an tatawwa. You see, you might have noticed for all 3 questions, the answer of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the same. La illa an tatawwa. No, this is the obligation. But if you want to do some extra by your own choice, by your own will, to attain higher levels in paradise. قال فأدبر الرجل وهو يقول. So Abdullah bin Mas'ud, or the Sahabi who reported this, he says, the man turned his face and he was going, and he was saying, while he was going, he was saying, Wallahi لا أزيد على هذا ولا أنقص. And he was saying, I swear to my God, I swear to my God, I will not do more than this, and I will not do less than this. Means I will only do the 5 prayers in 24 hours, day and night. Only 5 prayers, nothing more, nothing less, only 5. I will fast only in the month of Ramadan, nothing less and nothing more. Wallahi, la azidu ala hadha wa la anqus. And only the obligatory charity, zakat, nothing less and nothing more. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, Aflaha in sadaq. Succeeded. Aflaha, succeeded if he is honest in his commitment. Aflaha in sadaqa. Aflaha in sadaqa. He succeeded if he is honest in his commitment. So this hadith shows that Islam says this is bare minimum which every single Muslim of the world must do as an obligation. Every single Muslim must do this. The 5 times prayer, 5 times for the salah, and fasting the entire month of Ramadan. Every Muslim of the world must do it. And the charity of zakat, which is an obligation without which he cannot go into paradise directly, and he may be punished in the hellfire for not paying zakah. Now try to understand here now, the salah, the 5 times salah is an obligation. It is an amr. It is a fard. It is wajib. But there are other kind of salah which are non-obligatory. Non-obligatory. For example, tahiyyatul wudu. Whenever a man makes a wudu, an ablution, he offers 2 rakah, 2 units of salah. It is not fard, it is only desirable. For example, 2 rakah tahiyyatul masjid. Whenever a Muslim enters a mosque, he offers 2 rakah as a gratitude for masjid, as a respect to the masjid. It is not an obligation, it is only desirable. Similarly, ishraq, immediately after sunrise, immediately after the sunrise, you offer salah. This is not an obligation, it is only desirable. And after the sun is very bright and you can feel the heat of the sun, you offer salah that is called duha. Duha, it is also not an obligation, it is only desirable. And after 11 or 11:30, when it is very hot, you offer sometimes, you may offer sometimes. This is called awwabin. Similarly, in the state of stress and difficulties and worries, you offer 2 rakah, 2 units. That is also desirable, but not an obligation. And the most important non-obligatory salah is salatul tahajjud. You offer before sunrise. Before sunrise, actually, at the time before this, you see the light of sun in the morning, before Salatul Fajr. That is Salatul Tahajjud. So these are all Salatul Tahajjud, Ishraq, Duha, Awwabin, Tahiyyatul Masjid, Tahiyyatul Wudu, all these kinds of salah, they are non-obligatory. They are desirable, and a man shall be rewarded very high if he acts on this desirable salah, and he gets close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Similarly, only the fast of the month of Ramadan is wajib. It is obligatory. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to fast on every Monday, every Thursday. He was fasting 6 days after Ramadan. 6 days in the month of Shawwal. And he was fasting in the middle of the month with full moon on 13th and 14th and 15th of every month according to the lunar calendar. And he was fasting on Ashura. He was fasting on the day of Arafah, and the 9th of Zilhajj. He reported that there is a lot of virtue of fasting in these days. So, besides the obligatory acts, there are desirable non-obligatory acts. So, Islam has classified the awamir, the good deeds, into two major categories, and they are obligatory acts and optional acts. But one should not do the optional ones without doing the obligatory acts. One cannot claim overtime if he has not done his job of his regular 8 hours. So the non-obligatory acts are required after performing the fara'id, or wajibat. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.